A great benefit you have is your TSP, that Thrift Savings Plan. And if you ever wondered about when you retire, do you still get your match on your TSP? Well, then stay tuned for this FERS Federal Fact Check. Hi, I'm Micah with Plan Your Federal Retirement. And we have a really good question coming in from Ken about the TSP and a matching contribution. And Ken says, I have a question about the TSP matching contributions. If I retire at the end of the month, which happens to be in the middle of a pay period, do I still get the TSP matching contributions? Ken, that is a great question. Short answer, yes, you absolutely do, right? If you put money into the TSP account, you are eligible for up to a 5% match, right? They'll match 100% of your contributions up to 5%. And then if you put that money in, if you only work half a pay period or portion of a pay period, you get proportionate to whatever you contributed in that. So you don't get any extra money, right? But you're going to get that full match up to your contribution of that 5%. Now, a couple things that I still see to look out to. Sometimes people, when they get close to retirement, they're like, hey, I might retire in June, so I'm going to max fund the TSP for the first 6 months of the year. But, I may retire in June. I may wait later in the year. Well, the problem with that, you only get your TSP match if you're putting money into the TSP. What does that mean? Well, let's say you maxed funded your TSP from January to June, and then from July to December, you didn't put any money in. That means you only got a 5% match on that first 6 months. You lost half of your match, right? They're not putting in at dollars. You get a 100% match up to 5%. And so if you hit that and you max fund the TSP in that first 6 months and you're not putting money in for the other 6 months, you do not get the match on that other half of the money. So be very careful. My clients that want to retire mid-year but aren't sure, we just back into the math a little bit for them and say, hey, here's how much you could contribute. And then guess what? Here's how much you can contribute if you keep working the rest of the year in order to still get that 5% match. So don't leave that money on the table. That's not extra money. That is your money, and you should make sure that you're getting that benefit. But if you do retire mid-month, you're going to get proportionately what you had earned on that match, which is absolutely fantastic. The TSP is a great benefit that you guys have, but really make sure you understand, especially distributions in retirement. So often federal employees go into retirement and think that the TSP is going to work the same thing as it worked while they were working, and that's just not the case. So making sure you're jumping on our website, planyourfederalretirement.com, learn more about the TSP and how it works in retirement. Till next time, happy planning.